Hello there. I am on today to share this story about my first course and how my first book, was so instrumental in helping me build that course and ultimately helping me get people into that course. So I'll tell you the story of that in a moment. I just want to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Brombos of Blogger to Author. I'm a #1 best-selling author and the author of 4 books in print now. And I'm really passionate about helping bloggers and content creators and essentially teaching them how to use my Fast Author framework to turn their content into a book quickly and easily so that they can build authority and credibility, become seen as an expert in their niche, get some added visibility, and then, of course, make a little bit of money from book sales too. So speaking of which, I wanted to, again, chat about my first book, Yoga for Runners, and how that book helped me launch and really create and get bodies into my program that I used to do as a sort of like an online fitness boot camp-ish, but for yoga. It's called the Yoga for Runners program. Now I sell it passively because I just don't have the time to lead people through in groups. But I'll take you back to 2015 when I decided that I wanted to get really serious about making money from my blog and doing it more quickly than what I had been told that I needed to do. And I'm sure that a lot of you bloggers have heard this as well, or you've got the same mindset where you feel like you need to get a lot of page views and get a lot of followers so that you can get sponsored posts and make money that way. And that's the way my entire mindset was framed. And then really that was the way that most people did things in 2015. They were looking for, numbers for sponsored posts, but then also ad revenue. And so I was so fixated on getting more people to my blog, on getting more followers on all my platforms, that I was just running myself ragged and I really wasn't seeing any results financially, which was really frustrating because I was putting in at least 20, 30 hours a week minimum, writing blog posts, commenting on blog posts, on social media, all of this stuff, and it literally was not paying off. So I got a new business coach who at that time really encouraged me to think outside of the traditional sponsored post and ad revenue mindset that most bloggers were at the time. And I think a lot of bloggers are still there now. And that was truly instrumental. And I do sincerely thank her for that. What that allowed me to do was think about not only creating the course that I had, but then first creating the book, which again, I really think helped launch the course. And if I would have done it in reverse, if I would have done the course, then the book, I don't think the course would have been nearly as successful. And then also, so for the course, it was a 6-week course to start out with. My first run, I charged $120 per person. My second time around, I charged just under $200 per person. But so, I was every 6 weeks when I was launching it, or about every month, I can't remember exactly, but I was making several $100s a month by launching this, and even, a little bit more than several hundred. But so it really was, helping me a lot financially. And I attribute the success of the course and what it was able to do for me financially to my book. So let me back up and kind of tell you about why that is. So my book, again, I launched it honestly a couple of weeks before launching the course, which was not a smart idea. I would have a little bit more space, like maybe a month at least, because it's really hard to, even if they're related, launch 2 things at the same time. Your audience just hears a lot and they're not sure what to focus on. And it just seems like, it's just better to have one simplified message, one solid message. So don't do what I did. But it honestly was really helpful because people knew that I had this book coming out. And then when they saw that I had the program, it's just like this instant and added authority and credibility. And so they saw that, hey, I've got this book, and then I'm going to add on to what I teach in the book in the course. So it was more information, more of a deep dive than what I put in the book. But also what was nice about this too is that in this instance, it was all yoga, and so I was able to add in audio and video as different ways for people to learn. And honestly, those videos are what most people are looking for with yoga to follow along with. So that was really nice. Even if you are not in that type of niche, you can still think about how a course can allow you to add additional types of media, whether that's audio or video or handouts or whatever it is. You can present the information in multiple ways, which is added value, and so you can charge that higher price point. But by having the book, it, number one, shows that you know what you're talking about, that you do have the know-how, the information, that you do have that credibility that you need to make the course worth it, that you actually, you know your stuff essentially. But then it also is just a great lead in if people buy your book at that lower price point, which normally we're talking in just about every case less than $20, in most cases equal to or less than $15, and maybe even $10 or less, which is what I did my ebook at when I first started. But so it was a way for people to get introduced to me, to see everything I knew, and then when they wanted that information, especially in those different formats, but then also they wanted my help one-on-one, they were able to sign up for the course, and it was just added value, but they already had the relationship with me because they had purchased my book. So that was a really great lead in. And then I just briefly want to mention that I also used the book as a bonus for signing up for the course the first couple of times I ran it. So for those people who were maybe thinking about buying my book and they were thinking about buying my course, it was just a nice little way to add in some value so that when they signed up, they got that extra little bonus. And so if you are planning to have a course and you're trying to figure out those little bonuses that you're going to put in to add overall value to the course. And again, I don't want to get too far into course strategy here, but all of the big launch experts suggest putting together these packages where it's not just the course, but you give them, these worksheets or videos or something else in addition to like the core course information. And then to those you assign a legitimate value to them, but then that helps encourage people to sign up because they're getting extra value. So it's a little bit of psychology, but you're not tricking people. You're actually giving them things that are helpful. And a book can absolutely fit into that. And honestly, most authors that I've seen do course launches, they really do, at least when they're first launching a course or working to ramp up a course, they include that book or at least a digital copy of that book in their little course package. So something for you to think about as well. And it can be just a really great little selling point if you are launching a course. So there's some food for thought for how a book can help you either grow your course or launch your course wherever you're at. Maybe you've tried to get some momentum for it and it's not really picking up, or maybe you're thinking about a course, but a book can be a really great thing to start with to get into the course. If you need help thinking through what your book should be about, and really this can be applied to your course too, definitely check out my 5-step guide to creating your first book. You can find that at blogger2author.com/download. It's totally free, but it just walks you through, honestly, the first steps that you should take. It won't take you too long to go through, but it's pretty detailed as well. I think you're going to get a lot out of it, especially for just a PDF that's several pages long. You're going to actually have a detailed plan for your book at the end. So I think you're going to, again, find that very valuable. blogger2author.com/download. Go get it. I will talk to you later. Until next time, happy writing.